unfiltered federal courtroom testimony from the explosive trial of Sean Diddy Combs, as reported by Inner City Press. It began like any other day in court, with media swarming the courthouse, eager for the next headline. The courtroom was packed, phones confiscated, cameras banned, but nothing could prepare anyone for what came next. Without warning or fanfare, rapper DaBaby entered, alone, dressed in a sharp black suit. He wasn't there for attention, he was there to speak truth. When asked if he had relevant information, he uttered one word that froze the courtroom. Beyoncé. Gasps, silence, shock. What followed was a jaw-dropping revelation. A secret clip from the 2015 BET Hip Hop Awards, allegedly showing Beyoncé and Diddy in a moment that wasn't overtly romantic but clearly intimate. Touches, body language, and no teams in sight. The footage, DaBaby claimed, wasn't about sex or scandal, it was about power. Diddy, he alleged, used moments like this to manipulate and dominate. He didn't stop there. He claimed Jay-Z saw the footage and began distancing himself from Diddy shortly after. Projects, appearances, and ties quietly dissolved. Then came the real bombshell. What if Beyoncé wasn't complicit? What if she was cornered? The courtroom fell still. DaBaby insisted this wasn't just about parties or freak-offs. This was about a machine. A toxic system where silence is currency and predators roam free as kings. He pointed to moments at Hollywood parties, claimed industry whispers hinted at long-standing connections between Diddy and Beyoncé, and suggested Beyoncé, despite her power, may have been pressured into submission. And while he made no criminal allegations against Beyoncé, DaBaby's message was chillingly clear. If someone as untouchable as Beyoncé can be cornered, then no one in the industry is truly safe, and they kill stories before they even begin. I know a journalist who was blacklisted from the music press for simply pitching a piece on Beyoncé's early ties to Diddy, a pitch that never even left her inbox. But the most explosive moment came when DaBaby testified about a 2017 emergency PR meeting convened to smother whispers of a compromising video involving Beyoncé and Diddy. He wasn't in the room, but someone who swore they were told. We don't speak of this again, ever. The courtroom froze. You think silence is safety? DaBaby said coldly. But silence is a leash, and Diddy held many. And then the elephant in the room, Jay-Z. DaBaby, unblinking, revealed how after the 2015 BET Awards, Jay distanced himself from Diddy. Their collaborations ceased, and Beyoncé's life became hyper-controlled. Not just fame management, but risk containment. Jay knew about the footage, DaBaby claimed. Someone on his digital team saw it in 2016 on an encrypted server used by Hollywood fixers. It wasn't released. It was buried. Then came the deeper blow. Lemonade wasn't just about cheating. It was code, a layered warning, a private reckoning with public stakes, with Diddy lurking at the center. Jay didn't confront him because he couldn't, DaBaby whispered. He built his empire on the same silence now needed to protect it. The gallery was stunned. But that wasn't the end. As ripples from the courtroom hit the world outside, panic, not tabloid frenzy, spread among Beyoncé's inner circle. PR teams scrambled, phones burned across Rock Nation, Parkwood, and legal offices. What's in the footage? Was she coerced? Complicit? The video had not been seen, but DaBaby's words shook everything. Not romantic, not scandalous, familiar, intimate, possessive. Suddenly, every decision Beyoncé made during that era, from tour partners to public silence, was re-examined. And Jay? Internal leaks claimed he might have known it all along, playing puppet master to a silent truce. Under cross-examination, DaBaby didn't flinch. I didn't steal it. It was given to me. A former bad boy exec, now estranged, passed it to him. A truth deposit, he called it. Unedited footage, subtle touches, whispers, lingering glances, not headline-making moments, but enough to suggest something unscripted. The defense tried to smear DaBaby as a fame-hungry rapper, but they didn't deny the footage existed, and that silence was damning. Beyoncé's team broke their silence with a cold, clipped statement. She has never been the subject of any criminal investigation. But the damage was done. Fan bases fractured. Lemonade was reinterpreted. And DaBaby's final words echoed like prophecy. If you think this stops with me, you're not paying attention. I'm just the first domino. Subpoenas started circling. The footage was no longer a rumor. It was leverage, a crack in the pristine image of one of pop culture's most fortified empires. And as the courtroom emptied and headlines erupted, one truth became clear. This wasn't just about Diddy. It was about what the industry protected, what it allowed, and what happens when even a queen's silence begins to shatter. Bad boy exec, now estranged, passed it to him. A truth deposit, he called it. Unedited footage, subtle touches, whispers, lingering glances, not headline-making moments, but enough to suggest something unscripted. The defense tried to smear DaBaby as a fame-hungry rapper, but they didn't deny the footage existed, and that silence was damning. Beyoncé's team broke their silence with a cold, clipped statement. She has never been the subject of any criminal investigation. But the damage was done. Fan bases fractured. Lemonade was reinterpreted. And DaBaby's final words echoed like prophecy. If you think